Hello everyone, welcome to the second episode of my podcast from I already forgotten how it was called, on my way from work, that's right. So I'd like to thank to all of the listeners who are listening to the first episode. It was a major success. There were like 10 people who listened to that. So thank you for it. Also thank you for the valuable feedback from Mr. Gneps and Mr. Pecival. It was very valuable. Also Stepan and Honza from Tolji told me that they were listening to it. So cheers to you guys also. And Stepan is still speaking with me even after our conversations from last week, so that's perfect. Also, I listened to the podcast today just to check the audio, and I found out that my cell phone is probably stereo, so the sound was very in the right ear. So today I'm holding the cell phone by the display to my face, so you have like complete stereo and not just the ASMR to your right ear. So today I was implementing a change to enable auto merge in GitHub, because to all of you who are familiar with GitLab CI/CD, the default behavior in GitLab is that if all jobs pass in the pipeline is considered successful, and the pull request or merge request, as GitLab calls it, is allowed. Whereas in GitHub it's totally different story. You have to specify in the UI, like one by one, job by job, matrix item by matrix item, which for us is like 30 of them. You have to add them through the UI. So I had an idea to create a job that would run after all of the other jobs pass, so it's dependent on them. And then we need to specify just the one job in the UI, and like the requirement for merge requests to be merged. So from today we have enabled auto merge feature in GitHub, which means you don't have to wait for the pipeline to finish. You just click auto merge, and when you have review and when you have green pipeline, it merges automatically. So it's very nice. It's also a natural part of GitLab. So that was the first part of the day. Yeah, we were also struggling with the release bot, because we want the release bot to enable so it is able to commit directly to master or to main, which is not possible now because the pipeline checks are required, and the commit without pull request doesn't trigger the pipeline. So we were thinking about it. There are like some solutions. For example, you can allow force push to the user, but we didn't want that, because allowing an account force pushing to master would be kind of dangerous. It also can interrupt some other release, as Honza mentioned. So it would just delete, like drop the commit that the bot was doing before the other job started, if some two fixes simultaneously occur. So I'm not sure if I'm not going to say the solution, because it might be a security issue, or some kind of thing. Somebody could maybe leverage it. So we managed it. We think we managed it. So we are going to wait for the next release to see if it gets committed and pushed properly into the branch. So wish us luck. And for the second half of the day, I was implementing tests for the use namespaces feature. I don't know if I was telling you about the feature I'm implementing in the last episode. So I'm implementing a feature where namespaces are hidden behind a feature flag, let's call it, because people got confused by namespaces. They were like using them incorrectly, and then they were confused why the application doesn't work as they expect. So we decided to disable the namespaces by default, and if you want namespaces, you have to go to the project options, project preferences, project settings. Yeah, that's the term. So you go to the project settings, you enable the use namespaces feature, and you will get namespaces. So I have like 15 commits in that. You can check out my branch in GitHub. If you want to test it, you also can. So I'm really looking forward to merge it, because it's like a huge pile of code that I'm going to support for some kind of issues. So I'm gonna be a little scared to put it to production, because before I left the office today, it's like 5 minutes ago, I was working on a situation where the keys from the imported files are somehow written to the database, and then they are overwritten by some other settings. So I am dropping the namespaces in the second round, which means it gets saved 2 times, once with the namespace and the other time without the namespace. So it's going to be fun to browse through the architecture and the code design to find out what's happening there, because it's still like new for me, and the permission model and all of the keys, translations, relationships, it's really like more complex than I expected it to be. So let's see how it goes. Yeah, so the tests are great. The tests which I stumbled on are like, they are there. They're complex, but maybe it's not because of the code. It's maybe because of my lack of knowledge. So I don't have a opinion about that yet. But I think it's gonna be from my lack of knowledge. And I wanted to say one more thing, and then I forgotten. We were in the Vietnamese restaurant today. I got some pho bo. I don't know the pronunciation by the Vietnamese. So it was really nice. And today was kind of quick day. We were also giving ourselves goals until the end of the year. So I put there, I want to finish the optional namespaces feature, and there is some notification feature when I haven't really got into the specification of that. I have to go through it more. Yeah, it was great when Honza and me were sitting in the meeting room, and Honza was telling me about the feature, and we decided to go in the continuous improvements, like create some MVP. For example, create notification when somebody changes a key or a translation and somebody wants to watch it, so they get a notification in the notification bell in the upper right, and then we want to enhance it for notification emails, and also some digests in the emails, because when somebody batch changes a lot of keys, then a lot of emails would be sent, so we want to process it before it gets sent one by one. So it was really nice that Honza said that let's try the continuous delivery model that I was suggesting. So it's nice to feel heard and important about my opinion. It means a lot to me. So even if it doesn't work as planned, I really appreciate the honesty and the openness for new things that is happening in Tolji. So that's going to be it. I'm going to hit sauna for nice warm hour, then get some food and get some sleep probably. So thank you for being here for the second episode. I really appreciate if you are listening to this. Probably I will share it also on LinkedIn, the first episode, maybe in the second one as well. So if you have any comments, good or bad, I really appreciate if you leave me a comment on YouTube or LinkedIn or my email or my GitHub account, something like that. Okay guys, cheers, and let's see or hear tomorrow, probably, if I have enough energy. Okay, bye!